here. We're getting some agendas printed, but Annie, do you want to start us off with roll call?
Well, certainly. I have myself, Annie Cathy, Allison France, Anna Conley, Ann Hughes, Chris Lounsbury, Jason Emery, Kayla Talbert, Kyla Lennertz, Melissa Fisher, Travis Ross, Violet Plummer, and M. Katz. And from what I see in 206, I have the 3 commissioners. Is there anybody else joining you?
Nope.
Perfect. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Any public comment on items not on the agenda? Don't think I see any.
Folks have not heard. Burlington Northern Santa Fe has acquired Montana Rail Link.
Oh,
That's a big
that's a big deal.
It's a big deal.
So what does that mean for the rail board?
Will mean we will be dealing with one railroad
Instead of
rather than
two.
two. Yet to be determined. The sale needs to be finally approved by the Surface Transportation Board. Wow. Looking at, I suspect, issues related to whether this will further monopolize the railroad industry and such. But anyway,
Do you know if
yet to be seen.
employees who work for MRL and live in Missoula will remain on?
My understanding is yes, there will be some town hall
you're the
meetings
best.
conducted by
Oh, this is good.
Montana Rail Link, I think maybe even today. And my understanding is it should have, well, it's yet to be seen what the unions and bargaining units will think of all
Wow,
this.
what a big shakeup.
Yeah, it's a big deal.
Wow. Travis, can you match that?
I can't. Thanks, Dan. Really appreciate that. But an entity wants to give us money, so that's always good. So what you have before you is a memorandum of agreement with the city of Missoula, and this is to provide $70,000 of funding towards the Pathways and Trails Master Plan, which is targeted at the shared use trail system throughout the county. Outside of the city of Missoula is the focus. So also, you don't have this, but the bulk of the remainder of the cost of this plan is coming from a community development block grant. So yes, this is just an agreement on the scope of services and the process for reimbursements.
Okay, great. And then you guys will RFP for the work?
The RFP is out. The consultant has been selected, and work began in end of July. So we're about a little more than halfway through the project.
How timely we are.
Sorry, I should have given a better intro. So yeah, we've already been spending money, and we believe this is going to be a good product. I've had a couple of rounds of community engagement on it and have had really good participation in both of them. So that's great. 50% rural, 50% in kind of the more urban areas. So we're happy to see a good representation of folks participating in the process.
That's great to hear.
It'd be great to have an update sometime on what this trails plan is going to look like.
Yeah, we'll put it on a CAPS update for sure.
It'd be great to hear about, especially given all that participation. That sounds wonderful.
Yeah, yep, and thanks Juan for the help, and we really tried hard to get every area of the county, and we're successful in doing so. So thanks Juan for the help on some contacts out there.
Oh, fantastic!
Great.
I'm glad they responded.
All right,
Yep.
I would move that the board approve the MOA with the MPL ASAP. I'll try to throw another acronym.
Yeah, I'll second that.
Is there any public comment? Okay, all in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
Alrighty, thank you.
Okay, Kayla, looks like we have an updated alcohol tax fund service provider designation form.
Yeah, hi, good morning. Sorry, I thought this was on the consent agenda, but I can definitely present
we
this
have
to
that
you.
now?
Oh, we have that.
Skip the
Oh,
consent agenda.
Holy
Someone
moly.
forgot.
Gosh,
Oh my goodness.
We're gonna need, can we do, someone do a little?
Commissioners, there's nothing on the consent agenda for today. Thursday's agenda will have consent agenda items, but not today.
Okay, thank you.
Great, thanks, Danny. Sorry, I got that confused.
Teeter, sorry.
Consent t-shirt.
Consent agenda coming.
Okay, so for my item, I presented to you guys, I think a few weeks ago about Winds of Change withdrawing their application for the alcohol tax fund, and how we needed to redistribute the 4% that we had allocated to them for this FY22. And we had talked about putting it towards Western Montana Mental Health is alcohol tax fund distribution. So this form is just our updated distribution list that we need to send back to the state, informing them of how we are redistributing those funds. Any questions?
Nope, I'd move that we approve the form.
I'll second that.
Any public comment? All in favor? Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you. Cindy with the certificate of compliance.
Sorry, this is Kayla again. I think Cindy was
Sorry.
under the impression that her item was in the consent agenda as well, so she was not planning on attending.
Ahead of us.
So I can see if she can get on here and you guys can maybe move on to the next item if that's okay.
What's the certificate of compliance for? Maybe we could easily dispense with it.
Yeah.
I can't remember against any item on one of these agendas, so.
The DNRC Conservation Planning Grant. Is that right?
Final reporting,
Right.
meeting the final reporting requirements for the grant, for closing the grant. So the money's happened, the work has been done.
Yeah.
Let's close the
Do we
bugger out.
know what the grant is for?
Yes.
Anybody on the line?
I'm looking at the packet. I don't want to harass Cindy unnecessarily. My phone is being very slow. Should we
They're letting us twist in the breeze out there.
should we go to
We move
I
on,
don't but I
or-
don't see
Skylar, are you gonna try and reach Cindy?
I think she's trying to.
Yeah, I just reached out to her and she's typing back. So
Oh, great.
Okay.
Well, maybe we'll just jump to the next one and we can go back.
And I don't see Klaus on.
Yep, Juanita, this is Anna.
Oh,
Hey, Anna.
Hi, how are you guys?
Good, how are you?
Good. We're gonna postpone number 4, our office. Lucy's with the county attorney's office. And I can just roll into number 5 if you're ready.
great.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Okay. So this is a release of some of the claims in the lawsuit that we filed against the Department of Corrections in April of 2020. This lawsuit stems from 2 contracts. One is a mask contract for the Missoula Assessment and Sanctions Center, and the other is the contract that we had in 2015 with DOC for holding inmates on their county side. We filed this lawsuit, like I said, in April of 2020. We went through extensive discovery, exchange of documents, and we filed a briefing on all counts that remains pending. We were required in our scheduling order by the court to mediate, which we did first in mid-October and then a subsequent mediation in December when all 3 of you participated, and we white-knuckled it over the pass to Helena. Success.
And slept on the way back.
And
Little bit Jimmy John's.
in the mediation, we were successfully able to resolve 4 out of our 8 counts. That included all of the counts relating to the mask contract, the counts relating to the jail contract, and the years regarding the jail per diem where there is not a contract remain pending before the court. So what this is a release by us, the plaintiffs, of the claims involving the mask contract based on the terms agreed upon in the mediation. If you go ahead and execute this release, we will get a copy of it and file it with the court. So the court is aware that we have released those claims, and we will proceed to litigate the remaining jail claims.
Wonderful. Excellent. Let's see, I would move that we approve the release. I'll second that.
Is there any public comment? All in favor? Aye. Thank you so much, Anna.
Yeah, this is so many years in the making, and really appreciate all the effort, and you did great leading us through that mediation.
Well, thank you. Appreciate it.
All the mediations.
All the mediations. Yeah.
Just as a matter of logistics, if you guys could sign this and get me the signed copy today, then I will sign it and get it over to DOC later today. So if there's any way that you and Violet and Annie or Kayla can work on getting that over to us by email today, I'd appreciate it.
I believe that is doable.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Okay. Kyla with the Missoula. Oh, sorry. Are we gonna go back to Cindy and Kayla?
Kayla may know.
Okay. Still working with Cindy, perhaps. So,
Cindy has joined us.
oh,
Are you ready for me?
yes.
Yeah.
Sorry. Go ahead.
Okay. So I have a certificate of compliance that I need the chair to sign, and this is for a Montana Department of Natural Resources and Conservation Planning grant that supported the cost of grant writing for the Environmental Protection Agency Brownfields grant. So this is basically due diligence for closing out that grant. It was a real quick turnaround. We received the grant, oh gosh, October, November, and it expired the end of December. So we're closing it out.
Hey, Chris.
Great.
Great.
I was afraid it was gonna be controversial like
Yeah, I
this.
knew it was late breaking news here. All right, thank you very much, Cindy. And
You bet.
I would request the board approve the chair to sign the certificate of compliance with DNRC.
I'll second that.
Any public comment? All in favor? Aye. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thanks for
Sorry to
being
bother
on,
you.
Cindy.
Cindy.
Sorry to bother you.
No worries. I had a conflict, so I'll rejoin the other meeting. Thank you.
Okay, Kyla. Planning board.
Hi, Commissioners. So this one is for the Missoula Consolidated Planning Board. I'll run you through kind of the logistics. 5 terms expire December 31st, 2021. That was 1 alternate and then 2 county members who live outside the city limits and 2 county members who live anywhere within the county. James Bachand, the alternate, has resigned from the board. Dave Loomis and Andy Medford, who are regular members who live outside the city, have submitted their letter of interest and are eligible for reappointment. Micah Sewell and Sean McCoy are regular members who live inside the city limits. They have submitted their letters of interest and are also eligible for reappointment. We had a lot of interest in this board. We had 9 new applicants. I will go ahead and read their names quickly. Holly Nagel, Jonathan Haber, Chris Kennedy, Derek Canwisher. Milton actually was resigned his application, so he withdrew his application. So there's actually only 8, excuse me. Brad Porshore, Matt Larson, Rebecca Mapston, and Rick Hall. So there was actually only 8 new applicants because that 9th one rescinded his application at the last moment. So there's 5 positions to fill,
And Kyla,
and
of that list that
one
you
of them
folks-
is an alternate.
only Rick Hall lives outside of city limits, is that correct?
Correct. All the other applicants live within the city limits. The only applicant that lives outside the city limits is Rick Hall.
So, and who's the current alternate?
The
James,
current
you-
alternate was James Bashan, but he resigned.
So,
Okay, that's right.
can I go for it?
Yes, please,
Thank you,
go
if I-
for it.
If I can do this, I would move that we reappoint Micah Sewell, Sean McCoy, and Dave Loomis, and have Rick Hall take the spot previously occupied by Andy Mefford, and leave the alternate spot open, and continue to recruit for further out of city limits candidates.
The alternate spot has to be filled by an outside of city limits,
Correct.
correct? Okay.
That is a requirement for the alternate position.
In Mefford spot because he is an outside of city limits resident.
And he has a great deal of experience planning.
He does. He's a
and-
former professional planner and has shown himself to be an excellent board member on the community council out there.
I will second that motion.
Thanks.
Any further comment or public comment? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you. Okay, I am lost. Okay,
Sure.
historical museum.
Yes. So the Historical Museum, 2 terms expired December 31st. Don Spritzer resigned, leaving a regular member seat open. Steve Adler submitted a letter of interest and is eligible for reappointment. We did have 5 new applicants: Ryan Delaney, Holly Nagel, Anna Vickers, Chris Kennedy, and Rebecca Maxton. There's 2 terms to fill, both 3-year terms through December 31st, 2024.
So I spoke with Matt Watson-Heiser yesterday, and he participated in the interviews and felt as if Ryan Delaney, who I believe is also a teacher, if I'm not mistaken, out at Target Range, would be a real good fit at this point in time for the board. The other applicants, at least a couple of them seem to be very interested in volunteering perhaps.
Being on the Friends board.
Or being on the Friends board. So what Matt suggested, if we were to appoint Ryan on the board, reappoint Steve Adler, would be in our letter to the other folks to suggest to them that they apply to the Friends board, which is like imminent within the next couple of weeks. So if they were able to get on that, and then also just consider volunteering out at the museum. There's myriad opportunities for that. So I guess I would just take a shot at the motion here. I'd move that we reappoint Steve Adler and appoint Ryan Delaney to the vacant position.
I'll second that.
And then with the Friends Board, how does the Friends, how does that
They're their
work?
own
They're their
C3,
own-
They do
so
their-
they would do their own thing.
They're super, not a super.
There's-
They're a C3 because they raise money and
Got it, okay. Been moved and seconded. Any further comment? Okay, all in favor? Aye. Thank you, and thanks for getting the outreach from Watson-Heiser. Or thank you for reaching out to Watson-Heiser,
That
is what I
too,
meant to
yeah,
say.
sure.
And what's next?
Correspondence.
correspondence. The jail,
Will be jail
Inspection.
inspection. Did you miss that?
I missed that. I was
Oh,
You and
away.
I
Yeah,
were on it,
was
but
the two of
then,
us.
is there anyone here to talk about that?
Yeah. Hi,
Okay.
Commissioner. So they reached out to me from the jail to go ahead and get this annual letter signed. You and Dave did the jail inspection on November 13th. So this is after the jail inspection. This is just our normal process to go ahead and get this letter drawn up and signed for them to submit, saying that we've done our due diligence.
Great, we can do that.
All right. Excellent.
Discussion
What is just
Review of board meeting and upcoming meetings.
Is this what we were talking about scheduling, or is that a different thing?
I think this is all of the board.
all of our
boards that
activities
we're
are standing
okay,
at.
yeah, just everything that we do.
Everything to make Kyla's life miserable. So is this you, Kyla?
Yeah, this is just our annual review. We bring this before the board, usually right at the first of the year, just to discuss if you guys had any of the boards that you sit on or attend meetings for, if you wanted to do any type of a rotation, if someone wanted to step off or change what boards that they attend.
Do you have handy a review of who's doing what?
Yeah, I can share this. All right, I will. So the blue on top here is the Commissioner Strohmeyer's ones that he attends. If you want me to read them, I can.
Well, if you could just make it a little bit bigger, maybe to read.
Is that easier for you guys to read?
And do we want to shift around any of these things?
I don't-
Totally, what's the, some of these,
You have two.
I don't think that's currently accurate, Kyla, because I think I'm doing Parks and Trails Advisory Board, and you have Josh up there
I'm
also.
not doing Parks and Trails.
Yeah, Josh's initials are on that one for some reason. I can take his initials off.
We can arm wrestle for it.
But I get him off of there, well, then we'll, no one will be panicked over Parks and
So
Trails.
those were Dave's. Josh, here are the ones you currently have that are individual meetings.
So we've got a lot
So
more
that,
on this board.
that conservation design development can be scratched. I've
Okay.
taken care of. Thank you.
And then Juanita, here are yours.
Other things like, so you're the chair of transportation next year,
Well, it was last year, it does not, we'll vote on it.
if you want to do it again.
You've not been on.
I've not been involved with that at all. So.
Do you want to be? I'm happy to swap one with you if you want.
Oh,
Oh, sorry, did you still need that?
sorry.
Yeah, if you could bring it back up.
If there's something you're tired of, I'm happy to swap with you.
Well,
But I'm also.
and likewise, I mean.
Yeah, no, I'm happy with. You guys feel okay with yours? And
Yeah, I mean, I feel like the transportation one, I would, given that you're there too, I could trade that out for something else.
I've never been involved with it, so I don't feel like.
Well, it's kind of cool. You'll learn it, you know.
Okay, well, I guess I will do it if you guys don't want to, but I'm very happy with.
Oh,
you
it was
doing
only
it.
if you were thinking there's something you might like to, that you
No.
feel like you've exhausted and want to swap, I would swap.
Is there anything on my list that you'd like to
You know,
try out?
The only thing on there that I might be interested in is PhD, but Fridays are awful for me. And PhD, if I remember right, those PhD board meetings are.
Yeah, those board meetings are on Friday.
Something I did want to bring up with PHC, it's, I've had,
Never mind, I'm sorry.
well, I was just gonna say that, I've not infrequently had conflicts myself. And maybe someone else on the line knows. Chris, are you out there? Is it, I'm the only elected official on the PHC board. The city has just a non-elected official appointee.
I mean, given that they're county employees, I don't see it as.
Yeah, I just wonder, is there something written into our agreement with PHC that requires us to have a
county
You know,
commissioner on
might
there?
be good, might be good to have Deshane do that, just a further.
There-
Is Deshane's already there? Okay.
Chris?
So it is not required that it be a county commissioner. There has just always been an interest among the commissioners for it to be one of them.
I mean, it's something I'd be interested in, but I can't do Friday.
Anna just popped up. Did you have something to add, Anna?
Oh, I was just gonna give Chris a lifeline if he needed one, but of course he doesn't.
I will always take a lifeline, Anna.
Well, let me think about it. I can do it on Fridays, but it just seems like there have been enough conflicts that it would be nice to have someone fully present and representative of the county.
When's MEPs? Is that also Friday?
It is. Well, not always. Well, the executive can, yeah, it is Fridays.
Friday.
The board meeting is.
Well, the executive committee is of which we have a seat on the executive committee. So the board meetings seem to be other times of the week.
So Dave, you'll stay on transport, or who's doing transportation?
We're both on that.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd like to stay on TPCC.
Yeah, and I would swap it out for something, but I can happily stay there too. I mean, the ones I would be interested in are both on Friday, so it doesn't really,
Yeah.
doesn't really work. If they were other days, I would do it.
And you have testers check in twice a month. Do we need any other?
No, this is just me talking about rail stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's a lot of other things listed here other than board meeting.
I didn't know if, do we need
So
to be doing anything else with delegation? But, okay.
I think we've already got some of those scheduled, like.
Oh, the
we've got
quarterlies,
meeting
okay.
plans coming up.
So what are your other regular ones?
Can you go to can you scroll down, see if there's anything that, and keep scrolling.
So reaching home, Larchmont.
And can you, we have a little, a bar here that, can you scroll a couple more? I can't read what was that? Oh, Child Development Center and Paramedics Advisory, okay. You guys interested in any of those things?
Could you go up a little bit? Seemed like there's.
What is RASP?
I mean,
That's 0 to 5.
Oh,
So the only things I would be interested in, but not, if you're interested, don't just keep staying doing it. Don't give them up. Don't feel any pressure. But the only thing on this I would be interested in would be reaching home or winter shelter. If you're pretty psyched there, stay there.
I'm psyched there, but there's no reason that you can't also pop in on those if those are interesting. I mean, we can do a better job of
I mean, we're
updating.
doubling up on TPCC. Right?
Because I think we have 2 seats.
Oh,
Yeah.
never mind. Okay.
Yeah.
What's Commission on Community Service?
That's a state, I was, during the Bullock administration, I was appointed to that. That's like AmeriCorps stuff, and somehow I got roped into that.
Is it interesting and you still psyched to do it, or is it? more of a-
It's only meets 4 times a year. It's
Oh.
pretty minimal. And it's community service, AmeriCorps sort of
I
stuff.
love it.
I'm the thing.
If you love that sort of thing, maybe you should do it. And yeah.
If you're not into it, I do. That's my whole background was in all of that. But if you're into it, keep doing it.
Not terribly.
You're
maybe
you're sounding.
Yeah. I mean, I'm into it. It's just that
Does it do anything?
yeah, I mean, I'm gonna go, I have a little thing this afternoon, but the AmeriCorps work that happens here in Missoula, so that's kind of exciting.
Oh, yeah. I love that.
It could your enthusiasm might be really great, and yeah.
It could also be repellent, as I've seen happen sometimes too.
Commissioners,
Yeah.
Are you enjoying
So-
us discussing this?
Sorry, yeah, my only question is, Juanita, did you say that was an appointment by the governor? In which case,
yeah.
you would need to
Yes.
apply to them to swap who was there. If you were appointed by the governor, then that was a direct appointment to you.
You're right. Okay, never mind.
How long
We
is the
could-
term?
Could we
I have
ask?
like one more year, so.
Oh,
Oh,
so,
and then none of us will get
Yeah,
appointed.
Yeah. Thanks, Chris, for the
correct.
reminder.
Thank
Never
you,
mind.
Chris. I guess we're good then.
Yeah, we're good. We're good. Kyla.
Okay, thank you, commissioners.
Blaine?
And you're equally psyched on emergency winter shelter?
Yeah, no, I'm psyched on both of those, but so Chris, is there, with emergency winter shelter and reaching home, is there any problem if Josh and Dave also jump in on that?
We would just need to notice it if more than one commissioner is there, because it then becomes a public meeting.
Does the public and media come to these things now?
No, because I think
Because
it's
it's not.
because
Yeah, it
of
would
people,
be,
one
for
person,
sure.
so, okay.
And PHC, are you both generally?
Fridays
trying to
Fridays
do it.
are really
Yeah,
bad.
unless we could make them change the day, which is probably easier for an act of God.
Okay.
So it looks like we're gonna keep everything as is, and then we'll
We can
do,
ask Lori, but maybe she wants to change her schedule. Yeah.
oh, what else? Kyler, is that good?
Yes, that answers my stuff.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, thanks, everyone.
Events and invitations. Okay, we're done. Thanks, everyone.
Goodbye.
Right. So,